Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank y'all so much for stopping by again today. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you, lad, for that super sticker. I love you, lad. I'm not going to lie. I can honestly say I've grown to love you. You're authentic. I never forget you saying that the reason you're single because you don't want no man jumping up and down on you every day. That stuck with me. I still remember that after all these years. Shout out to the NTZ crew. That's Jacob Tanjay. Appreciate you, brother. The only thing more sure than Jacob Tanjay is death and taxes, man. I mean, this guy shows up. I was watching a video the other day, old video. Me and John, one of our first videos, and he was in the comments. Thank you, man. I know Michael Beat Your Life will be on her. All my old heads, Jeff Retada. Appreciate your support, man. What's up? All my fourth quarter members, 8,000 Mile Club members. Appreciate y'all support, man. We had a good live stream the other day. I enjoyed it. There's another old head, Robert Dame, a.k.a. Harry Shoulders. What's up, Raymond, Cisco? Any new viewers and subscribers? There's a lot. YouTube gave me over 2,000 last month. They let me out of YouTube jail. They sure did. Anybody catching this on replay? The peso, 59.27 as of this live stream. And if y'all think this is going to be all about Pro-Life Traveler, you might as well keep scrolling. There's enough videos out there about him. You know, we always have a topic. Today's topic is vloggers under attack in the Philippines, part 2. I just want to say this. I promise you this. The video I made today, I wasn't going to make that video. This live stream, I was going to change the name. When I went to bed last night, I said, I'm going to change the name of this live stream to something else. But then I get this comment under the video I made in Dumageddon, Vloggers Under Attack Part 1, from Craig and Sabu. Don't waste your time going to his channel, man. You're not going to be able to understand the guy. And I was shocked, man, because it's a guy that I watch. I laugh at him. I think he's funny. But he had an effed up comment under my video because everybody wanted to make that video about Pro-Life Traveler. Guys, it wasn't about him. I said that in the beginning. And whether he's guilty or innocent, I know nothing about that case. It's none of my business. It's not going to affect me one way or the other. But, you know, of course, he's on the headline. So let me say this before I get started. I don't care what you're into over here. I really don't care, man. I don't care what kind of content you produce. It's none of my business. It really isn't, ladies and gentlemen. I just start the conversation. I just think it's a conversation we ought to have. Vloggers have been under attack in the Philippines over here. In this genre, we've got a unique genre. It's not, they got different genres in the Philippines. This was different, but it's very, very popular. I would say it's one of the most lucrative over here. Millions of dollars, millions of watch time hours have been invested into these channels, man. Don't y'all think that the content should be better? Don't you? Don't you think you deserve better than the crap that you're getting? I think you do. Okay? But no matter what you say about Pro-Life Traveler, he became so popular, guys. You know, see, if you're going to be successful on YouTube, you got to give your audience what they want. And nobody did it better than him. He virtually had no competition. He did something that no other foreign vlogger, I'm talking about in our genre. I'm not talking some guy was like, oh, you never heard of becoming Filipino. We don't look at him, okay? And neither do anybody that follows the genre here. We don't look at him. He doesn't interest us. We're not into his content. Care how big he is. he became bigger than the Filipino P. Look over the last 6 months. Let that marinate. He shot past her. He's so far past her now that she can't even see him. Okay? That's how popular he is. Now all of a sudden, everybody's backing away from him. Look, guys, somebody's watching his channel. All those views he got, all those subs he's got in such a short time, he ain't buying them. Y'all watching that stuff. Okay? But it goes into the next thing I just want to say before we get on the topic. You got no friends on YouTube. Okay? You're the next story. So why y'all, want to meet these guys and sucking up to them? They don't give a fuck about you. I'm just going to be honest. Now, excuse me for any virgin ears out there, but it's just the truth. They're waiting for you to die, to get beat up, to get locked up, to lose your life savings. You're the next story. I'm the only one going to tell you, okay? What's up, Roger? Yeah, now all of a sudden everybody, the damn police. They ordained themselves all the Philippine police. We're going to save the Philippines. You ain't saving nobody. You don't care for real. You're trying to make a name for yourself. Man, this vlogging community over here, this particular genre, has become so toxic that I'm seriously thinking about walking away. But hell, you need somebody that's going to balance the scales. Name me 5 black vloggers in the Philippines over here that speak their mind, that tell you how it is, that give you a different narrative than the narrative that's been put out there. I'll wait. They're afraid, or they don't know how to articulate their experience over here in the Philippines, or they're afraid to, trying to be politically correct and all that stuff. There should be more Latino vloggers. There should be more Asian vloggers. Men, I'm saying. But there's not. If I'm new to this genre and I'm watching these videos, I'm thinking, well, where is everybody? There's no black men there. There's no Latinos there. There's no Asians there. So that's why I stay on here, man, to balance the scale. That's the reason I created my channel. Nobody was talking to me. They was not talking. They was not speaking my language, guys. Okay? But we created a monster over here. This genre is a monster. Millions and millions of dollars, man. We made people rich over here. So ain't no sense in getting mad at them. You got to blame yourself. You watching these videos. You watching them nonstop. Okay? Hey, TJ, yeah, you make real friends on here, man, if you're fortunate. You're not behind the camera and all that stuff, okay? Yeah, he became famous, man, really, really quick. And I think it has a lot to do with it because for every pro-life traveler that y'all trying to throw in jail, lock up in jail and throw away the key, there's 10,000 old weird, creepy child molesters, women abusers that you don't even know about. You're not even concerned about because you don't care for real. If you did, then come on over here and do something. Volunteer. Okay, try to make the place a better place. You're not doing it. You don't give a damn. Whatever the next hot story is. And don't tell me because I know weird when I see it. But I just don't make videos about it. There was a popular vlogger who tried to give me his half-eaten pancakes. That's weird and creepy to me. We're at the pancake house. I'm with my woman. He's sitting next to me. He done ate half the pancakes. He done ate them, guys. And he's trying to scrape them on my plate. I was like, dude, if you let one drop of syrup contaminate my food, it's going to be a problem. Even Merlin said it was creepy. Maybe it wasn't to him. To me, it was cringy. But I didn't make a video about it. It's some crazy stuff over there. It's all subjective. It's all your interpretation. Okay? You didn't think that ain't weird? Yeah. Dude, I'm not your husband. My mother couldn't give me her half-eaten pancakes. I certainly don't want yours. Crazy, man. That's weird to me, okay? I'm sorry. That's weird. I've seen it. I've seen word over here. And a lot of these guys calling that man words, the pot calling the kettle black. You all over here for the same thing. You only wish you could have the success he's got. That has a lot to do with it. Everybody jumping on the bandwagon. Y'all should give him part of your commission. You're making all these videos on his back. Now what's going to be your encore? You're going to go back under that rock you've been hiding up under because your content is crap. I want to support you. I want to watch your videos. But you're boring. Step your game up and make better content. Don't be trying to bring people down, man. The vlogging community over here is toxic. The only thing that hasn't happened that I promise you is going to happen is one of these cocksuckers going to get killed. Okay, one of these vloggers / trolls is going to get killed over here, thinking they can talk crazy about somebody and anybody they want and lie on you and all that stuff, right? It already happened in Vegas. Hey, what's up, Big Mike? What's up, Darling May? So yeah, I want to talk about it today. I wasn't even going to talk about it. This guy, Craig and Sabu, he's disabled. You can hardly even understand what he's saying. I mean, I don't have a problem with him. Dude, I know you watching, okay? I don't have a problem with you. I have nothing to gain from going back and forth with you or any of these other guys. But you shocked me, man. This guy's got cerebral palsy. He's another one. 18 to 80, blind, crippled, or crazy. You can get a woman over here. But I don't have a problem with him. But he flipped the switch. Because going to bed last night, I said, I'm not even going to talk about this. It's enough shit out there already. You know. But I don't know anything about that man's case, and neither do you. Just because they putting all this stuff out here. Here's the thing, that if you don't believe the content over here is crap, they're all saying the same thing, showing the same clips. They're not giving you any new information. And y'all watching it. They're getting more views than they've ever gotten before. I'm just going to ask, what's your encore? You don't have one. You don't have a backup plan. You know, but it's a presumption of guilt when the SWAT team shows up, the media shows up, and they serve that search warrant on that man. I saw the same stuff. No, but I'm not going to talk about the case like and going there. Only in passing. Like, guys, there is something called due process. They didn't even lock him up, I don't think. But even if they did, and even if they bring him down, what's it going to do for your tard-ass channel? Some channels are going to benefit because a lot of his viewers are going to move over to there. But he was filling a void. Okay? That's what he was doing. But I got to stay on here, brother. He says, yeah, I'm a black man. He said, I learned a lot from you. I'm a black man, General Santos, with my fiance. Hey, welcome, man. Welcome, Larry. They even going after the man's subscriber list. They're all in his subscriber list. They're harassing and targeting them. Y'all going too far, man. Y'all going too far. So I'm going to talk about it. Yeah, I'm going to talk about it. Because y'all going too far. It's ridiculous. You got a bunch of self-righteous, weird men, mostly white. I'm just giving you facts. I don't care what color you are. Talking in circles about the same shit over and over and over. And then when they run out of that, they start talking about each other. And tell me I'm lying. Okay? Self-righteous. The dick police. The pocket police. Okay? The pussy police. Hey, what's up, Blizzard? But yeah, we've been under attack ever since I can remember. I was naive coming on here, man. I didn't know it was so toxic. Man, it's toxic. They worry about your taxes. Oh, what kind of visa you got? Everything but what they should be worrying about. Shut the fuck up and mind your own business. Okay? You don't go on vacation and retirement for all that stuff. But we've never met him though, Johnny. They call that, what do they call it? Contempt prior to investigation. That's what they call it. But somebody's watching his channel. Millions and millions of people are watching his channel. He's become bigger than the Philippine P. If he was to come on today, I don't know. I haven't been on YouTube today. I've been walking and everything. But if he was to make a video today and talking about his situation, it would get 1 million views. But now all of a sudden, nobody knows who he is. Everybody's talking against the guy. You don't become that popular that fast and nobody's watching you. That's all I'm saying. But when I first started watching vlogs, because to me, I'm not going to lie, vloggers are the new rappers. We're earning just as much money, we're just as popular. Okay? We're putting that message out there to just as many people, if not more. But I remember, I'm old enough to remember when rap was fun. It was exciting, it was educational. It was entertaining. Not the crap they putting out today. Look at the first rap song that, blew it up. Rapper's Delight. They ain't talking about killing nobody and all that. They ain't saying not one curse word in that song. And then it evolved into something else where they were educating people. Since it was black people, mostly black, they were educating you on your history and who you are. And it was a positive message. They said, we got to get rid of that. Now it's all bitches and hoes and I'm going to kill you and this and that. It's the same thing with vlogging. The very first vlog I saw was Charles Tyler. I didn't even know it was called vlogging. I just was at home. This was before I was even divorced from my American wife. I'm laying in the bed, and it's a black guy on the beach. He's walking up the beach. He's got his camera. And he's talking about, hey, man, leave the hood. There's so much more out here than, going around in circles in the hood. Basically, spread your wings. Get out here, man, encouraging people to travel. And then, of course, here comes Anthony Bourdain, Andrew Zimmerman. Then they got the guy over here traveling with Drew. He's the one that got me to visit Sikihor. I would have never went to Sikihor had it not been for him. But they were engaging. It was fun. It made you want to get to these countries. Try this food. Meet the people. It's not like that anymore. Now it's a bunch of beefing and, some people getting killed in Vegas. Vloggers are going to jail. Okay? We're in the news more than rappers. But that's what it's turned into. I don't know, man, and I don't care because I don't even know anything about the case. None of my business. I got too much going on in my own life. Y'all act like the Philippine authorities are some type of Keystone cops, that they can't handle their own business. They don't realize there's really bigger fish to fry. Right at the same time, believe it or not, that he was getting busted. Don't you know that 3 police were killed, a police chief, 2 of his officers, and another bar girl were killed by this guy. He killed the bar girl first. They called him. They were taking him to the station, and he killed them 3. But y'all act like they can't handle their own business. They don't need you. You don't care anyway. You don't really care. If you did, then do more. I don't know anything about a regular guy and those guys, what they're doing, man. It's all interpretation. I was watching, just for a little while, I don't know if it was Living Abroad or Asia Now had a live stream. They're both the same people. And one of his viewers said, well, what about Baby May? And, you know, she's exploiting these young girls and blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that, right? It was his interpretation of what he was seeing about Baby May. But Alex, who's the host, he knew not to tread in that water. So his interpretation was, oh, it's just like somebody who killed somebody and says, oh, just because I killed somebody, it's okay for you to kill somebody. It's something crazy like that, right? He just avoided the conversation altogether. The fact is, we're picking and choosing who to go after over here. But it's none of my business, guys, but evidently it's somebody's business. And all you got to do is, if you can find the people who are causing these problems, they just these low-level channels who can't get any traction. They're frustrated. So they come after you. I've never been as popular as I was when them fools came after me. They didn't hit me with all he's selling drugs. They went for the home run. They know what to hit you with. Oh, he's human trafficking over there and exploiting Filipino women. Dude, you can look at any of my 3,000 vlogs. You never get that out of any of them. But it's their interpretation. Then they got to give it to the Philippine authorities. Now it's their interpretation. Okay? But the thing is, a lot of you guys, you're hoping and praying he goes down, because if he don't, you're going to be eating crow. Okay, yeah, you're going to be eating crow. No, bullshit. You must not be new. I came under attack. I didn't break no laws. People coming under attack, man, by haters. Get off here with that foolishness, man. You know, that's what I'm saying. But it's a reflection of not only the vlogger, but the audience. Y'all don't want good content. All you Bible thumpers out there, you ought to know they've got a passage that says, don't cast your pearls before swine. Stop wasting good knowledge and wisdom on you fools who don't appreciate and don't understand it. That's the quandary some of us vloggers find ourselves in. They frustrated. They give you good content, meaningful content, constructive information, and you don't want it. You want people to go around interviewing these young girls, following them around. That's facts. Okay? The facts bear that out. 68 Chewy. You sound fool. You sound like a fool. But that's where I was. You know, I try to give y'all good quality, as good as I possibly can. Hell, I'm not Ed Bradley, but you know what I'm saying. Compared to the crap that's out here, I think I'm doing pretty damn good. Okay? I'm sorry. I want to support you guys. Okay, I want to watch you. You're too damn boring. And you're talking about the same stuff over and over and over. And then when you run out of that, you start talking about each other. Yeah, I'm unapologetic, man. Because it's the truth. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. There's not 5 black men over here in the Philippines on YouTube who speak their mind. That's why they don't like me. They said we got to get rid of him. He's got a whole different narrative than the narrative that's being put out here. We're not talking about that. Okay, this is subjective. Unless you part of the investigation and all of that, it's all your interpretations, Jimmy Davis. Okay, we're not. All I was saying was, I didn't say he was more popular. I said he became bigger than the Filipino P. I think that's a pretty damn big accomplishment in this genre, where she was miles and miles ahead of all of us. She's the most popular and the biggest until he came along. Okay? He shot past her. He left her standing still. He's the only vlogger over here that wasn't talking about his views were down. Everybody else, oh, my views are down. His went to the roof. He ain't buying those views, guys. Y'all watching that stuff because that's what you like. If you want to be successful on YouTube, I'm telling you this now. You got to give your audience what they want. And nobody did it better than him. See, I'm in a point now, I've been on here 5 years. I've got a core group of supporters. I don't have to do that anymore. Okay, I got a core group of supporters. They're going to watch my videos. They're going to engage in my live streams. But when you knew, you better feed them, and he was feeding them good. But we like to build you up so we can tear you down. That's what they want to do. They get jealous. They know this man's getting the bag. He's getting the bag. Okay? And they hate that. We created the beast over here. Millions and millions of dollars are being made. Don't you know my first year on YouTube, I earned $48,000 just sitting around doing the vlogs I do. They're not giving that kind of money away anymore. But I'm telling you guys, the bag is over here in YouTube. And people don't like it. They can't gain traction. They don't have followers. So guess what? They come after you. That's the only thing they can do. That's the only content they create. Okay? There's no creativity in that. He says, I don't understand why vloggers attack each other. If you don't like someone's channel, don't watch. It's very simple. They can't help themselves, Frank. They can't help themselves. Jealousy is a form of insanity. I didn't say that. The psychologists say it. I took a sociologist class in college. The one semester that I was in college, one of my favorite subjects. Richie Rich, what's up? He says, I admit sometimes I'm a little on the PC side. I don't want to offend the local people here. We're not even talking about offending anybody. Because even when you think you're not offending them, they're going to misinterpret what you say. When you making all them videos, you know, good thing you got Shane there to clean it up, because Shane cleans it up all the time. She says, oh, we're not disrespecting the Filipino culture and this and that. Talking about single mothers and, you know, talking about trading sex for money and favors and stuff like that. But you're one of the guys who, you're two, you and me. There's nobody else, man. This stuff is crap. It's crap, man. And we deserve better, because not only am I a content creator, I'm part of the audience. Okay? Yeah. Thank you. Say this again. He says it takes zero talent to be an effing hater. He said, keep doing your thing, Cal. Thank you. He says the internet has made it easier to engage in tribalism at a distance. But you know, I just think with all the money and time invested in our channels, y'all deserve better. We all deserve better, but you're not going to demand it. That's the only reason why Pro-Life Traveler shot up so much. There was nothing else over here. Nobody else was going around traveling, showing you really how locals lived. But they twisted that. They twisted it when he got too big. He got his beautiful wife, beautiful baby now, because what they'll do is, if the hate don't work, man, they'll start lying on you. Okay? I couldn't believe it, man, when they brought those charges against me, man. See, that's why I'm kind of biased when shit like this happens. Because I've been through it. Y'all ain't been through it, man. I'm 8,000 miles away from home. I ain't got a leg to stand on over here. Fortunately, I created a resume of helping folks over here that caught the attention of some pretty important people. And they came to my rescue. Other than that, there's no chance I'd be deported. Okay? I don't know what happened to him. I mean, YouTube says, look, if you're going to disappear, if you're going to stop, putting out content, let your viewers know. Just make a video and say, hey, man, I'm sick, I'm burned out or whatever it is. I'm out of here. But he never did that. So nobody really knows they're making up shit. Somebody says, oh, is he dead? I don't know. But they don't want the truth, man. This is a toxic environment over here, guys. I had no idea how bad it is over here, man. It's bad. It's bad, and the only thing left is for somebody to get their damn brains blown out. And they know who they are, running around here talking crazy about grown men and their families. They even cross the line. Is today going to be the day that some vlogger's going to say enough's enough and blow your damn brains out? You're going to risk life and limb for a few views? You fuckers are starving for attention. Well, you're going to get it. You're going to get one headline in the Philippines and the Manila Times. Boy had his head blown off. Hey, Andres, I wouldn't have the nerve to do that. Talking crazy about somebody like that. He said, Grandma May's videos are becoming wild with those girls in bikinis dancing. Paul smiling in the background. But it's none of my business. I don't even look at it like that. But I brought her up because I got home yesterday. I don't know what time I got home. Okay. But, I cut on the TV behind me. And, of course, pro-life is everywhere. I told y'all that in my video days ago. The dams broke loose now. Cats are getting views they never got before. Well, Asia now living abroad was having a live stream. And one of the first comments I saw was the guy says, well, what about Baby May? And then, of course, everybody's in the thing. It's all about interpretation. We watch the same videos, okay? But we pick and choose. Baby May's channel is not blown up. She don't have millions of views. Okay? We're going to give Filipinas a pass anyway. The point I was trying to make, we pick and choose who we going to go after. Okay? Everybody's crossed that line before. There's not too many established bloggers over here who haven't crossed the line at some point, whether they meant to or not. But only so few are, bought before the authorities. He said, now you're starting to preach, bro. We have talked about this ad nauseum. The audience loves the drama. Well, they absolutely love it. Like I said, a lot of vloggers, man, they're getting, hey, Booby. Oh, wow. Booby made this picture of everybody for Christmas. Good job, Boo. That's crazy. Yeah, hit the like button, guys. Yeah, they love the drama. A lot of vloggers, good vloggers, have quit because they couldn't gain any traction, man. We're wasting great knowledge and wisdom on fools who will never appreciate it or understand it. So they want to follow him around. And they were following him around. But that doesn't mean they should be prosecuted. They're not only are they trying to prosecute and try pro-life traveler on YouTube, his followers too. The thing is, y'all don't really care, man. You don't care. And for every pro-life traveler, there's 10,000 of you other creepy, weird MFs over here abusing women and children. But you hide beneath the radar. We're just the low-hanging fruit. Okay? That's all. You low-life, these little bitty-ass channels. You don't see popular channels. Do you see the Filipino P making videos talking about people? Do you see Paul doing that? Do you see me doing that? Do you see Mike Filipino Retirement? And any of the other big vloggers that have gained some traction over here? Successful people don't do that. They don't hate. That's why they're successful. Happy people don't hate. Crazy. It's really crazy, man. It's tough over here. Okay? Be careful what you wish for. There's plenty of room over here because we've created a monster. We've created a monster. That's why so many people come over here and want to get involved in this because they're smart. Okay? They know it's money to be made. It's money to be made. He said, yeah, Deacon clap cheeks. Hey, what's up, man? And he's another guy I follow. He makes good content. He don't get the attention he should get because they want that crap. He said, salute Sunshine Shows. My brother, keep doing your thing with honesty, unfiltered. Yeah, man, it's just that I wasn't even going to make this video I made today, nor was I going to, I was going to change the topic today. I said, let me talk about something positive. And then this clown, who I don't even bother. I actually follow the guy and watch his video, makes a stupid ass comment. Like I'm taking up for the pro-life traveler. I'm not taking up for him. I don't know anything about that case. Okay? I don't know nothing about that case. And nor do I care. Okay? It's not going to affect me. He said they sent like 20 SWAT for a computer. Yeah. And that's a presumption of guilt. Okay, now he must see something. The SWAT wouldn't be over there. The media wouldn't be over there. They wouldn't have a search warrant. Bullshit. Y'all don't understand. Not only did they do that to me, they sent the SWAT team. The SWAT team bum rushed my house in the States. Look that up. It was so bad, they put it in a book. Okay? Back in 2004, December 2004. And my neighbors thought I was some drug dealer. It's contempt prior to investigation. It's the presumption of guilt if the police shows up over your house. They simply wrote down the wrong address on the search warrant. The guy had lived across the street from me, who should do a lot of work for me. He's like, man, when I saw that SWAT tank pull up in front of your house, I said, students over there living a double life. Because I was an insurance agent. He lived directly across from me, so he saw me when I came out in the morning, my suit and tie, got in my Stratus. The car on the damn search warrant was a 76 four-door gold Caprice Classic with gold rims. I don't drive no crap like that, man. But because they busted in my house, I was guilty. It's the same thing with him. Let it play out, guys. That's all we saying. He said, the question is, why did the police contact the media and release the video serving the warrant? That's what everyone should be asking. Yeah. It's a lot. But, I guess because when there's a foreigner involved, they want to make sure there's nothing shady going on. I don't know. I really don't know, man. I would have never known about that. But it's pasted all over YouTube now. And they're going to bring one Filipina to the forefront to try to justify it. Because she made an accusation on TikTok. So he must be guilty. Because a Filipina said it. So I make the video about, look guys, don't you know what a false allegation over here in the Philippines would do to your life? It's going to ruin your life. It's going to take away your retirement. Y'all miss that altogether because you're thinking I'm talking about the pro-life traveler being falsely accused. It wasn't the video. Go back and watch it. The very first thing I said, because I know my audience. Okay? I know my audience. I got to dumb down for most of y'all a lot of times. I know how y'all think. You're going to think I'm talking about him being falsely accused. I'm not. He said, just my guess, but Filipino P and other Dumagetti peeps probably reported his page, and honestly, those East Europe guys, Marcel, Cebu for Cruz, asking Filipinos how big you like it, are out of line. It's just a matter, but they're not as big as him, see? You make a perfect point right here. This is all I'm saying. We're picking and choosing who we go after. He's easy. He's an easy target. He shows us where he lives and everything like that, right? They know his real name. You got a guy, a lot of these Eastern European guys, they're doing these cringy interviews like that. Now, if I did that, I'd have been locked up and deported and everything like that. But we pick and choose. A lot of it has to do with jealousy. Young, fresh global travel. I tell those guys, step your game up and make better content. That's all I'm saying. Unless something's going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, because everybody has according to sources. You ain't got no damn sources over here. People ain't telling you no more than anybody else. Who's going to mess up their investigation talking to you or nobody? But we'll justify it. We'll put that stuff out there. You know. He said, does YouTube bear some of the responsibility in letting some content that could be too controversial? Well, YouTube has a community, and you can report it. That, I guess that would be the first line of defense or the chain of command. Report the damn channel. Have them take it down. And then, you know, but remember, it's all interpretation. There's some old dick watching, pocket watching, pussy watching clown sitting out there on his couch somewhere miserable who was watching that man's videos and other people's videos and interprets. These old Bible thumpers, knowing they're the worst kind. Deacon Clap Cheeks and all those guys, they doing all this stuff in the dark. Those are the worst kind. And they start pointing the authorities in your direction. These self-righteous clowns. Yeah. See? Hey, what's up? He said, to be honest, I think many haters who reported you were straight up racist. Well, you know, it'd be good if I could even find out who did it. But they're cowards. Okay, they're cowards. But people say, oh, race ain't got nothing to do with it. Yeah, race has everything to do with it. Try running for the president of the United States and tell me race ain't got nothing to do with it. Or the Senate. Or be a member of the administration. Or apply for a job as one of the presidents of a major university. Or a CEO of one of these Fortune 500 companies out there. Race absolutely matters. But they can't create content. When you got put them on a level playing field, they ain't got nothing coming. They're not articulate. They're boring as hell. They're boring as hell. And when somebody breaks through, they're mad at that. So if the hate don't get you, then they start lying. But one of them's going to pay the price. Okay? You watch what I tell you. I said this a long time ago. It's coming. Okay? He said, I don't understand how prostitution is allowed, but foreigners are getting a punishment for vlogging publicly. Well, you know, the Philippines has a bad reputation. And so they're cracking down. You know, they have every reason to. They can't let allegations like that go by when you're talking about human trafficking, because it's so bad over here. It far beyond anything that these vloggers are doing, but we're easy targets. The human trafficking, the child exploitation, the exploiting women and all that, sex trafficking. It's bad, man, and the Philippines is trying to clean up their image. So if they get a low-hanging fruit, they're coming after you. But they certainly can't let those type of serious charges just go by. That's why they came after me so hard. They wasn't going to let me back in the country, man. Only one of the most powerful men in the Philippines was able to get me through immigration. Damn. I don't want to get all the way into it. I'm telling you that you can be falsely accused over here and your ass is grass. You don't got no a leg to stand on over here. So while y'all piling on pro-life traveler, you could be next. You could be next. You could be next. He said, I love your rants. Keep up the good work. And yeah, people are going to jump on the hot topic to make the YouTube money. Yeah. But I asked them is, well, we know that your channel's crap. So you better do it. You should be paying pro-life traveler a commission. But that all stems from the fact that you don't have any friends on YouTube. Y'all suck up to these guys. Oh, you want to meet them? They come out to lunch. They don't give a damn about you, man. You the next story. Let me get in trouble for real. Let me die. I get sick or, get beat up or locked up. I lose my, Maryland kicked me out and I lose my investment in this house. I'm going to be just like pro-life travel. All them people, that's why I don't do interviews with them. They better not dare ask me for an interview because they know I'm not going to go by the script. I'm going to talk the real stuff. I'm going to ask them questions too. So they're afraid of me because I go off script. I'm not going to sit up there and babble that same stuff over and over in circles. Now he's just going to have to face up to it. He said, Sunshine, since you have the same experience, can you help pro-life with some legal advice? I had to get a lawyer, obviously. Okay? But the thing is, don't run. That's the worst thing you can do. If you've done nothing wrong, then okay. Remember, but the difference between him and me is they wanted me. They wanted his equipment. They haven't, come for him. They came for me. They wanted me. But that's why I would say, yeah, just, talk to the people. Because here's what they're going to do. Here's what they did to me. When I try to get through immigration, I'm surrounded by women. They got my channel open. Because the trolls, what they'll do, remember it's all about interpretation. When they filed the charges, they highlighted certain videos. And look at this video, and look at this is what he's talking about, blah, blah, this, right? That's what they do first. And then they give you a chance to talk. And you talk and you tell them like, look, because, look, I'm going to tell you how stupid people are over here. There's a guy going around over here. I wouldn't dare mention his name on my public channel. I did on my, he reported me to the Bureau of Internal Revenue about my spin wheel. Not only did he report my spin wheel to them, but he reported it to immigration, to the social services. Said that I'm gambling over here and I'm taking advantage of women over here with that spin wheel because 80% of my winners are women. Well, you stupid fool. 80% of my Facebook followers are women. So wouldn't that work out to 80% of my winners would be women? But this is the extreme they go to when they hate you. Confident Voice Speaks, I don't know if he's on here or not. He had an Asian guy, it's the same guy, stop him in the hotel lobby with a petition. Because this clown was sending around a petition to have me deported and saying that my content is offensive. They spend their time doing this stuff, guys. Okay? That's not the only shit I go through. I took the ass whooping for y'all. So you don't have to take it. But they're afraid to follow the path I'm following. I thought, well, okay, it's on you, but it's a beast over here. A lot of these guys are laughing all the way to the bank. They don't give a damn what you say about them. Miserable armchair bros, that's what they call them. He said, Cal, since I began viewing videos trying to get informed about where I should consider to visit, there's a vlogger that I haven't watched that hasn't commented on another vlogger. It seems inevitable. Well, not really. I don't make videos about other people. I may If I mention a vlogger, it's in response to something they've said to me. My time is too valuable, Isaiah. But I try to tell you about the vlogging community over here. There's no other vlogging community as toxic as this one. Had I known that, honestly, I would. Had I known that in the beginning, I was so naive, man, about YouTube. I promise you, man, I wouldn't have jumped into that. It's some real sick individuals, man, over here that watch this channel and come over here. Some weirdos, man. There's a different type of expat that comes to Southeast Asia. I didn't know that. I know it now. And I know how to avoid them. But sometimes you can't avoid them, man. They're going to cause you problems. And then they walking around with a selfie being self-righteous. Knowing you over here for the same reason a lot of men are over here, for some young women. Okay? How many vloggers expect you over here who have a wife older than them? But it's to deflect the attention from them. Well, you know, the thing about, he says, I think vloggers in general, foreign or native, have more focus on the vlogging experience, which is the complete opposite of the actual experience, while overshadowing true correlations. 98% of my vlogs are about me and my life in the Philippines. Okay? Just to let people know, hey, I escaped the hamster wheel. I retired at 55. Here's what life is really like over here. And just, it's not so much what I'm saying, Farrell, but it's what I'm doing. You can see me do it. I could just let you follow me around with a camera every day, and you should be able to get the picture. And hey, this is a legitimate option for you if you're thinking about leaving that rat race over there. That's the whole point. I'm trying to prove, to show. It's people who don't have any content that talk in circles, and when they run out of that, they start talking about each other. I'm just saying that there's millions and millions of dollars being invested, and millions of watch time hours being invested in our channels over here, that I think the viewers deserve a better product than what's being put out there. But people are afraid, and I don't blame them. Because when you get inside this, they coming for you, man. They coming for you. Hey, what's up, King B? Congratulations, man, on that, on the birth of your little son, man. First son that you had. You were like me. I didn't have my first son till I came to the Philippines. Well, he said somebody had this rat on PLT. Well, see, here's the thing. A lot of vloggers they're going to benefit off his downfall. I'm not. But they are. They want some of that money. The man had a beautiful wife, a beautiful baby. Look, okay, I don't know anything about his criminal case or pending case. But what I do know as a vlogger is I've watched him come from nowhere. Just starting up like everybody else, to all of a sudden go back in his old videos and see where he was living and the little motorcycle he was driving. Okay? The guy put in the work, man, that y'all don't want to do. He's been to St. Carlos City twice on a motorcycle. Do you know how far St. Carlos City is from Dumaguete? It's about 4 hours on a motorcycle. He even went to Bacolod, which is even further away from Dumaguete. The man put in the work. He went into some crazy places. He took us into some crazy places that you would never go. And that's the reason his channel blew up the way it did, because nobody else was doing it. We all have our own niche. He stumbled upon the right niche, and he became bigger than the Filipino P. Let that marinate for a minute. You know how big she is. Okay, I'm not talking about popular. He became bigger than her. Her views was dwarfing, his views was dwarfing hers. While all the other vloggers over here would complain about the views being down, he never made a video like that because it wasn't the case for him. Okay, imagine, not only that, but the guy didn't have no fancy equipment, guys. He was walking around with a selfie stick. You got to give him credit for that. I don't care about his damn criminal case. If he's done something wrong, they're going to get him. But that's what they're mad about. But hell, he put in the work. No, I don't know, and I'm not following his case. I'm not following his case. It's nothing to do with me. I don't need his case to make content. I'm a content creator. I've got over 3,000 videos, man. Because there's a lot of content over here. Before I was even on YouTube's radar, I already had over 200 videos because I never knew YouTube was what it is. I was naive. I never knew. I was on YouTube. YouTube owed me $56 or $53, right? But my payout was $100. I'm like, well, hell, I'm not just going to let that $53 sit there. Let me make some videos to get my $100. So, I didn't realize that the rules had changed. When I earned that 53, there was no certain amount of subscribers and watch time hours. Well, hell, they hit me with that 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch time hours. Man, come on, guys. Do you realize how difficult that is? Okay, it's very difficult. You got to have hit on something to do that. He said, Sunshine Shoulders is Jerry Springer and Maury Povich generation. They only want the clicks and views. That's really it. As we really all want clicks and views, but some people just don't have any pride in their work. They're not really trying to put out a quality product. They're just, like you said, they want the clicks and views, because I see one guy who's making a lot of videos about Pro-Life Traveler. He actually commented in under another video. The reason he's doing it, he's trying to get his watch time hours up on the back of another vlogger. Y'all people are sick over here, man. Hey, yeah, I got off that bus. But that's part of the Philippine experience, guys. But no, I'm not watching his case, guys, okay? I'm not following his case. There's people who are sitting there every minute, wishing for his downfall, guys. You can't win like that. You can't win like that. There's laws, there's universal laws in place in this earth, on this earth, whether you believe it or not. Okay? What you put out there is going to come back eventually. Your baby might be born with no arm. Okay, or something like that. Your wife might be involved in a car accident. Anything, you can lose your job. You wishing somebody else's downfall. Meanwhile, 10,000 creeps is over here doing worse than him. If y'all think he's the worst over here, you never been here. You don't know nothing about the Philippines. It's some evil going on over here. Okay? Far worse than him. But they dare not fool with those guys, because they know those guys will come after them. So they get the low-hanging fruit. See, y'all think I just be on here talking. Here's what he said. He's been over here before. He knows what he's talking about. He said, man, there's so many effed up pedophile cases over there that get no attention. Right. See? This is exactly what I just said. And they don't really care. They're not some type of investigative reporters, and they're haters. That's all they are. They don't care about what's going on in the Philippines. And, the defenseless children and all that stuff. They don't care, because they're 8,000 miles away somewhere. Hey, you're welcome. Yeah, we don't know. So why make all those videos? I know why. Because their other information is crap. Look at their other videos. Okay, it's crap. Yeah, he said, yeah, every case should get this amount of attention. It won't. It won't, man. It won't. Yeah, yeah, it's a presumption of guilt. So he must be guilty. Why would them people come over like that? Well, it's the Philippines, and those are serious charges. And they're cracking down on those charges. They won't even let you in the country if you got some type of, if you're on some type of sex offender registry. They're serious about that. So if the haters want to get you, what do? Oh, he's abusing children. He's exploiting women over there. They're no different than any other race. They're no different than any other race. Black people exploit black people. Who exploits black people more than black people? Or white people? Okay? It's the same. What do they say? What do they say about the nail? Is the nail sticking up against the hammer or something? Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Say this right here. Everyone, I've never seen the channel. All after seeing one or two of his videos, I stopped watching. Come on, man. Wasn't that bad? Because I've been watching his channel these last few days. I'm trying to see. Maybe he scrubbed them. I don't know, but I'm trying to see what all the fuss is about. I can't find it. I'm sorry. I can't find it. Has he crossed the line by showing people, little kids, that some people, they're saying, oh, he offered a 10-year-old a vape, right? Don't you know a 10-year-old can go around here to the sorry store, any sorry store, by the way, and buy beer and cigarettes? So what are you saying? What are you saying? We're not in Britain. We're not in America, Belgium, and all them other places, guys. We're in the Philippines. Believe it or not, I can send Booby right now to get me a pack of cigarettes and a quart of Red Horse at any of the sorry stores around here. Give her the money, and guess what? She's coming back with the product. Hey, yeah, well, the kids have recovered, not Maryland. Maryland's gotten better, but she still has a lot of the chicken pox on her. You can see it. He says, Davion Angeli says, I've lived in the Philippines for over 15 years. There's a lot of evil here. Calvin can't mention this, but this is promoted in the Philippines. The people that get caught are the ones that don't pay. I don't know about that, but I do read the paper. I do watch the news. Okay, but I don't go delving in people's business. Okay? What's up, Paul? Now, he knew the guy personally. Paul did. None of you guys know the guy. He says, I hope the family's doing okay after the pox, as people always attack others to feel better about themselves. That's what's going on here. I feel bad for him as he is now cooked, and the big cop shooting didn't even get an attention. Yeah, that's what I just said earlier in the live stream. Meanwhile, 3 police were killed. Okay, y'all not worried about that because you don't care. A police chief and 2 of his officers were killed, along with an innocent bar girl. I don't know if the guy was on drugs or what. Okay, not only that, but there was a landslide in Cebu that's killed 2 people and 38 are missing. Y'all don't care? You can't make a video about that. That's not going to get any views if you do that. But you put up there, Dumagetti vlogger is getting in trouble, is in trouble You get your 10 or 15,000. That ain't enough to get you no paycheck. He said, yeah, they saying he deleted over 100 videos. Well, who's they? You know, these people have no credibility in my eyes, man. They ain't got no credibility in my eyes. Remember, they were lying, man. If the hate don't work, they'll start lying. He said the Philippines has nowhere near the evil that's in the United States. Say that again. But see, it went over your head, the video I was making, okay? You're more likely to get falsely accused by the woman you're sleeping next to over here than any troll of somebody on the street. Okay? This is what you got to look out for. This is why it's very important to get to know the woman that you coming over here, or man that you coming over here to see. That's important information. You don't want that information because you got hot pants. The minute you get off the plane, you're taking your pants off, you go into the Airbnb in the hotel. Well, let me tell you something else. AIDS is on the rise here, not just among gay men. Okay? There's a lot of bisexual men who are giving it to their girlfriends, and then she's going to meet you at the airport. Now, you're not wearing any rubbers. You're going up in these women with no rubbers on. You don't want to hear the real truth because it don't really matter to you. You don't want any help. Yeah, Red Horse is a popular beer over here. Well, you know, the way I looked at this guy, like I said, people just didn't like him. There's nothing you can do about that. No matter what you do, people aren't going to like you. Okay? He just did silly stuff like that. He didn't rub me the wrong way because I'm confident in who I am. A lot of you guys are, man, the insecurity is bad. The low self-esteem is bad in this audience and among expats over here. But like I said, I can send Booby around the corner. Done subpoenas. And I think if you're a Filipino, you know it's true. I can send my little daughter around to the sorry store and get a beer and a pack of cigarettes. Or send her in the vape place. If they sell vape, and they'll sell her vape. But what's the point? It's not shocking. It's just they know that the kids aren't. They know that the kids probably buying the beer and cigarettes for the parents. It was no different than when I was growing up. My mother would give me, even when I was grown, but certainly when I was young, my mother would give me a note to go to the liquor store, the grocery store around the corner. You know, the little store, the little neighborhood store, and get beer and cigarettes. And they gave them to me. Yeah, you know I'm not lying, man. It's true. Well, look, guys, let me tell you something. I don't know what he did. Can I say this the last time? I'm not going to say it anymore. He said he deleted lots of videos. He exploited lots of girls on video. Apparently, you did not see those videos. This isn't about his guilt or innocence, okay? If he did something wrong, the Philippine authorities are very capable of handling that. They don't need you to handle it, okay? Who are you? You know good and well you're exploiting women when you come over here. You're exploiting their poverty. That's the only reason she's messing with you. Y'all, with this old self-righteous stuff, that's what gets me. That's the only reason the woman's dealing with you. That's the only reason you're on those dating sites. Because you know you can exploit her poverty and get a date with her or marry her or whatever it is. So how you any different? Because you ain't putting it on video? You self-righteous people get on my nerves, man. You're the ones causing the problem. Y'all hypocrites. You're doing the same thing. You're just on a big-time vlogger. You're doing yours in the dark. But it's the same thing. You're taking advantage of these women and they're taking advantage of you. But don't be pointing fingers at somebody else. Knowing good and damn well you over here doing the same damn thing. Yeah, say this right here. I don't know. Maybe like the guy Ronan Travel said. Maybe it's the Jerry Springer, Maury Povich generation. He said, when did expats become moral police for the Philippines, but never fight against the same crap in their countries? Man, I need to pin this. I need to pin this. This is exactly what I'm saying. Because they really don't give a damn. Okay? There's a reason they come after these vloggers, like me, like Pro Life Traveler. Any little thing that they scour through all your videos, trying to find anything that can be interpreted to fit the charges that they're going to levy against you with the authorities. They've got that kind of time to waste because they're miserable. Okay? They're underachievers. All right? That's what it is, Passport X. I'm going to leave this up for a minute, man, because this hits it on the nose. Okay? All of a sudden, we're the moral police. We're the dick watchers over here. Pussy watchers and pocket watchers. Some of the best in the world over here. Yeah, they want to know how much money you make on YouTube, how much taxes you pay. How old is your woman? How many kids she got? Okay, is she a single mother? He said the low self-esteem is really accurate. It is, man. These people come after you. You know it. That's the only reason they're here. Okay? It's all exploitation. You're being exploited. You're exploiting the women. But all of a sudden, we become the moral police. Let's say, look, we're going to feed Sunshine Shoulders and Pro-Life Travel to the authorities so we can continue to do what we're doing over here. No, Vitali's totally different. Vitali's totally different. Okay? He's even a total different vlogger. Okay? His product is totally different. He did that to himself. He has to go out there and act a damn fool and risk life and limb for views. Okay? He did that to himself. Okay, I have no sympathy for him. There is no, whether he did it or not. There was no thin line between what he's accused of and what he's locked up for. Okay, he did that. And everybody saw it. He went far beyond what they're even charging him for. He's lucky, man, y'all don't know the Philippines. He's lucky to be alive. Okay? Coming over here messing with people like that. He's lucky to be alive, man. Okay? But no, his case is different. The haters didn't get him. He got himself. No. I'm not self-righteous. I'm just starting the conversation. Y'all just hate the truth. I got my truth. I'm not afraid. I've got my opinion. I'm not afraid to share it. It's clowns like you. Look, you don't even have a profile picture. It's tough guys like you, okay, who get offended. You're exploiting women over here too. Yeah, but everybody is. That's human nature. But how do you know? What are you doing about it? You ain't no morality police. You know how many people over here doing that? There was a guy walking around in Mindanao with a 16-year-old. You didn't do nothing with him. I didn't see you doing nothing with him. I didn't see you turning him in. He was proud of it. Took her to the swimming pool, everything. It's happening more than you know. You guys don't care. You ain't no damn morality police. You ain't nothing but a hater. That's all you guys are. You know. He said Vitali wasn't praying on teams though. Well, how do you know he was praying on teams? Praying that's a tough word. And remember, guys, we're not talking about his case. Because you don't know any more about his case than anybody else. That's all I'm saying. This isn't about he's not the only vlogger over here that's under attack. The name of the vlog is Vloggers Under Attack in the Philippines. We've been under attack since day one. If you follow this community over here, you will know that. Okay? But they don't, I'm just telling you my truth. He says, unfortunately, too many of you either never been to the Philippines or made few trips and still not lived the culture. Everything Calvin is saying is correct and on point. But they look at me, see, they don't want the information coming from me. I'm a black man. They're not used to that. So they say, oh, he thinks he knows everything. No, I just know what I know. That's it. That's what intimidates them. See, on a level playing field, I outperform them. They don't like that. So I got to be somebody that's out there that knows everything. Because now I know what I know. And I know if I give Booby 100 pesos to go around there and get me a pack of cigarettes and a Red Horse, she's coming back with it. That's what I know. Okay? Yeah, they get triggered. They don't know about that case, neither do I. I didn't make this about him. Okay? Because I've seen Creepy over here. There's a popular vlogger that tried to give me his half-eaten pancakes off his plate. That's creepy. That's weird. That's cringy. Now, even my woman, we're from different cultures. Marilyn's from the Philippines. I'm from the United States. She thought that was cringy. But I didn't make a video about it. I didn't turn him into the authorities. That's weird. My mother couldn't have gave me her half-eaten pancakes. And not only, he's about to scrape them on my plate. I'm like, dude, I don't want your damn pancakes. Do I look like your husband or something? That's something you do with your girlfriend or your child. Not a grown-ass man. But then you want to call somebody weird? You want to call somebody creepy? I see it. I see it all the time over here. It's the pot calling the kettle black. But he don't know if one drop of syrup would have contaminated my pancakes, it was going to be trouble. But don't tell me about weird. I live over here. I've seen some of you weird fuckers over here. Y'all weird. Then you want to call him weird. You own them dating sites. Okay? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He did all that stuff. He's guilty of charge. He did all kind of stuff. They don't understand it. It's different. His whole case is different. He's not accused of doing anything. And they locked him up. They haven't locked the other guy up. But my thing is, how do we know so much about the other guy's case? We don't know. Y'all don't know nothing about his case, man. Y'all don't like the man. What you're seeing, you interpreted it as him preying on people. Hey, what's up, Richard? He says, good morning, Cal. Your family soon. Me and my wife are leaving on April for Cagayan de Oro. Can't wait. Till then, I'm in New York. Now the buses and subway, $3 each way. Yeah, let's wait for the facts. Okay, but Um, we're not going to do that because they need the content. They got to roll it out. They're going to be sad when all this shit blows over. They got to go back to being some sorry ass content creators who you can't even get 1,000 views on anything they do. That's why I say you ain't got no friends on YouTube. Because you're their next story. So the next time they have a meet and greet and you want to meet them and all that, because I've been in the meet and greets before in Dumageddon, where they'll line up for Paul. It'll be a line. If Paul's on here, Paul K's on here. Old Dog New Tricks, that's how popular he is. Okay? But they don't care nothing about you, man. The vloggers don't care nothing about you. You're just their next story. The minute you die, get locked up, beat up, okay? Lose your life savings, that's anything that they can make a video about. They're going to, yeah, he's sitting next to me. He done ate some type of marble pancake, something I wouldn't order anyway. But you know how you eating pancakes and stuff, and he done ate half his pancakes. And he picks up the plate like, do you want my pancake? He wasn't even giving me a chance to say no. I'm like, dude, I don't want your damn pancakes. How weird does that sound? Man, come on, man. It may be cultural. It may be cultural and where he comes from, but where I come from is creepy. It's weird. Okay? I don't have nothing against him, but it was cringy to me. My mother, man, Booby couldn't give me half her damn pancakes. I wouldn't eat them. But he's gonna put them on my plate. And now he's calling this guy weird and creepy. Yeah. You guys don't know weird and creepy. Yeah, if it's, okay, what? What are you talking about? Yeah, that's wild. He's a popular vlogger. I would never, bring it, to the public's attention or anything like that to try to make a video about it or anything like that. But hell, it's a pot calling the kettle black. You know it's out of order, man. He said, I got PTSD, pancake, traumatic stress disorder. You damn right. I'm sitting there eating, really for my appetite. Imagine you eating bacon and eggs and somebody can give you that old sloppy, half-eaten egg and scrape it on your plate. What would you do? That's okay. I don't care. All right, thank you. You're self-righteous. You're one of the people I'm talking about. And big deal. Happy New Year and continued success. Okay? Your life, your money don't pay my bills. Okay? And your wife don't suck me, okay? At night. So I don't want to hear about you, man. Get out of here with that foolishness. I'm not going to eat that stuff. Crazy. Pancake. Dramatic. Yeah, you damn right I do. Hey, I appreciate it, man. I'm just, sharing what I'm seeing, living, and experiencing, man. I'm just one vlog over here. But somebody's got to balance the scale. You got one black guy over here telling it like it is. And 1,000 white guys. I don't have nothing against white guys, but it's just facts. So there's one narrative out there, and then I got to have my narrative. Otherwise, you'll look at YouTube and be like, well, damn, a black man over there? I'm showing you that black men can be successful over here. Any man can be successful over here. I've never been in any trouble over here. I've never disrespected the people over here. I help. I give back. I volunteer. I do it all. I make the Philippines better, having been here. Okay? I'm an ambassador, man. And most people can appreciate that. But you can't make people like you, man. But here's the thing. You're right about this. But there is no competition on YouTube because, believe it or not, man, it's a lot of people winning over here. Picasso Green, he said, actually, it's probably vloggers having a dog-eat-dog competition. It's jealousy because you don't have to compete. They can watch my video, Old Dog, Every Man Has a Story, Mike's Philippine Retirement, Filipino P, Pro-Life Travel, Ace Bicycle. They can watch them all. They got time to do that. Because a lot of people are getting paid over here. Y'all have no idea. Okay, y'all just guessing. I'm telling you just from my experience. If people are eating over here, we've created a monster over here. But I'm like anybody else. If I'm paying all this money for a product, I want the best. I want the best. But at the same time, I'm not going to continue to cast my pearls before swine. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Because you're not weird. He said, me and him, we've been out to eat a few times. He said, glad I didn't ask for a bite of your filet mignon at dinner the other night. I do split meals with my girl. We order 2 meals and take half. No, but not half eaten. I'm sitting right next to this guy. I'm watching him eat. Take the spoon out of his mouth. Put it on his plate and digging into the pancakes. And then he's going to, now he's really forcing. He picks up the plate like this. You won't have my pancakes? And you want the rest of my pancakes? I'm like, dude, if you let one drop of syrup get on my plate, it's going to be a problem. No, I don't want your pancakes. Are you crazy? Oh, man. It was so, I think about it now, and I'm like, if that ain't creepy and cringy and weird, I don't know what it is. It's never happened to me in my life. I'm a grown man. He said, I could see Cal on the therapist couch as an old man, an old man, and then he offered me his fucking pancakes. Yeah. Y'all know we don't do that, man. You keep your shit over there. Okay? But everybody's a damn, everybody's weird over here, Everybody's piling on pro-life traveling now, We're holier than thou. We don't do anything wrong. Doing good and well, you going up in these women with no rubbers on, You don't know what, you never sent her to the doctor. You haven't been to the doctor. That's nasty work, guys. But he's the one supposed to be the bad guy. You don't even know the woman 2 weeks. You already coming all up inside of her and everything like that. Down there, licking everything, and you don't even know the woman. Yeah, he said, yeah, I wouldn't eat those pancakes either. I'm seeing the fork come out of his mouth, going into, how people eat. There's no telling. It's what you can't see. Okay, there's an invisible world out there. There was stuff coming out of his mouth. I couldn't see it, going into his pancakes. I don't want them. That micro world. He said, there he was staring down a plate of half-eaten pancakes, being pushed my way across the table. I swear I could see it in slow motion. Yeah. He said, so many bums so desperate to make a few bucks on YouTube. Well, I don't think you really know what you're talking about. Ain't no few bucks. Okay? If my small channel earned $48,000, I earned $48,000 my first year on YouTube. Of course, they're not giving away that kind of money now. The algorithms changed. But if I earned 48,000 with my little channel 4 years ago, imagine what these big boys is making. See, y'all don't have any idea. I'm a content creator. I can look at my numbers, and the other popular vloggers. These guys aren't doing all the stuff that they're doing over here, man, with their own money, man. They're earning money on YouTube. There's nothing wrong with that. And people like you and others, you can't shame us. There's people who earn more money on YouTube than you do on your job. And we're basically on a permanent vacation. This is the hate I'm telling y'all about. This is why and I don't know if there's another vlogging community that's hated more than we are, because they see the life we're living. You can't shame people about being on YouTube. You're on YouTube. They're just making money off your back. They're earning money off your back, and you're not making any. You're not earning any. No, don't give me that. That's why people complain about their views, because their money's going down. Well, but you got to understand, okay, why are you so hell-bent on this man's downfall? Like that's really going to change something. Okay, you think that's going to change something? What's it going to change? It's not going to change your miserable ass life. Okay? Because like I said, you're doing the same thing, but it's not going to change anything. Okay, you don't know what you're talking about. It's cringy to even talk about that type of stuff that goes on over here, but it does. It's not just here, but it happens over here. Okay, man. Have a nice day. Now, you need to calm down. Don't tell me what I need to do. That's your problem. Don't mistake my passion for anger. And then who the fuck are you to tell me to calm down? This is my channel. I could get rid of you if I wanted to. You're on my channel. You're on my live stream. Weak ass men, insecure ass men. Y'all get triggered by this stuff. Hey, that's D Smooth. Thanks for that super chat. He said, I just came in on this discussion 5 minutes ago. I have no idea what's going on with the pancakes, but it's funny as hell. And I'm laughing my ass off. Now, we're talking about, vloggers under attack in the Philippines and how everybody's piling on this pro-life travel. They're calling him weird. They're calling him creepy, cringy. And I said, well, I see creepier shit over here myself. Okay? Well, I've had enough for you, man. I tried to tolerate you, RDC. I don't know you, man. Like I said, I don't have a problem with you, dude. I don't know what is it that, the problem that you have with a stranger on here. You're on my channel. Just remove yourself or I'll remove you. Either one. Okay? I'm not going to go back and forth with you or anybody else. This is exactly what I'm talking about. It's not just the vloggers, it's the audience, man. Y'all some weird ass people. You're on my live stream. If you don't like it, keep going. I'm not going to keep going back and forth. He said, I don't know, but he says, I made $20,000 per year between 2020 and 2023 being a small-time Twitch streamer during COVID. People made fun of me all the time. Yeah, that's because they're jealous. They have no idea what they're talking about. The Philippines generates millions and millions of dollars just in this little small genre. I can name you 10 bloggers, and probably all together we earning over $1 million a year. Starting with that pro-life traveler. That's why people hate him. The man was becoming rich over here. You got to go back and watch his videos. We're not talking about his case. We're talking about his channel, RDC, and the success he had and the reason you guys are so jealous of him. He's got a beautiful young wife, a beautiful child. The man went from riding a little raggedy motorcycle. Somebody bought him. One of his supporters bought him. Remember, this guy's from Estonia. It's not like he's from, you know, born with a silver spoon in his mouth. He's not that far ahead of the Philippines. Yeah, right. If you know that history. But anyway, all the way to where he is now, they hate that. Because we love to build people up just to tear them down. The man bought a brand new truck over here. Did he get finance? I don't know. I don't know, man. It's hard to get financed over here as a foreigner unless you got a certain visa and all that, right? Which I don't know his case. But they saw all of that. Okay, look, if you don't think this man was hated for basically nothing, go on the video where he wrecked his truck. And you'll see the hate that you haters have for him. Instead of just stepping your game up. It might not be in your DNA, though. They ain't going to do you no good trying to, prey on his downfall. He said pro-life travel is living better than a lot of people in the USA and abroad. They're jealous. It has a lot to do with it, man. Okay? It's a lot to do with it. I've been watching his videos. I'm trying to figure out yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it, Mike. I ain't got to go back and forth with these guys. I mean, they hate that. I can just imagine who he is for real. It's crazy. Okay, he said, well, you got one on there that you don't have Cebu on there. He said, Sunshine, Quezon City, Manila, and Davao, which one would you choose for a first-time trip? Of them three, I would have to say Manila then. Because, Quezon City is a part of Metro Manila, but hell, ain't no sense in half-stepping. Just go to Manila. Davao is nice, too. Davao would be somewhere I would live, but if you're just going to go through there, if you're just on vacation, because there's a lot to do in Manila. I was there for 2 weeks, and I had a whole different outlook on Manila. No, I ain't going to do that, because they'll take it the wrong way, But I'm just saying, I know weird when I see it. Yeah, he says the Philippines is definitely an enjoyable place, despite people trying to give it a bad rap. And that's another thing, you like, just because these guys can't make it on YouTube, now they want to trash the Philippines. I see where living on less than 400, my brother K, he's in Bangkok right now, and telling him about how he likes it, right? Well, it's people that's always got my name in their mouth. I'm not even going to give these guys credit and say their name, but it's in the comments, because I follow Brother K. He's like, yeah, Sunshine Shows is mad at you because he thinks the Philippines is the best place in the world, right? And he goes on and on. And he doesn't know Brother K's not going to buy into that stuff. Brother K just simply said, thank you for your comments. But I'm saying this is what happened. But these guys, you see these guys now, they can't make it over here. So now all of a sudden, they make these crap videos about putting the Philippines down. That's because they don't have any content. The content over here is crap, man, for the millions of dollars that's being poured into these channels over here. Y'all don't know it, though, because a lot of you guys are swine. You don't appreciate good content, so you wouldn't know good content from bad. I'm telling you, the stuff over here is terrible. Okay? And you're the next damn story. He said, in my opinion, they speak English better than Thailand. I just say to people, just be happy wherever you are. Yeah, he was winning. He was winning, man. What are you talking about? He's winning now. He could make a video today and get 1 million views. This guy, I'm talking about the success story. I'm not talking about his charges. I don't know him. I'm not going into his case. You can't deny what he did because that's what y'all want. Okay? You got to give your audience what they want, and nobody did it better than him. He knew what you guys want. But guess what? He put in the work, man. This guy was going all over the place. Okay? But after a while, he got too big. Okay? He got too big. Now, the things that you used to like in the beginning, you no longer like. My mother said that about relationships. She said, what you like about a person in the beginning, you're going to hate him in the end. That's all it is. Now you're trying to back away from him, thinking that the police are going to come for you just for watching his videos. He said, Unc, you're humble as hell. Well, if you've been through what I've been through, it ain't hard to be humble. That crack cocaine will humble you. Okay? My sponsor told me to keep that in the forefront of my mind, my last run. I will never understand the hate you get. You're educated. You're educated men. You're educating men. And I guess they're hating on you for no reason. Yeah. Well, it is a reason that they're hating. They're insecure. They want, instead of just living their life, they want to live your life. Instead of going out there and getting what the universe has for them, they want what you got. It don't make sense to me. It's enough out here for everybody. They've been convinced that the pie is not big enough. The pie is more than enough. There shouldn't be anybody on this planet starving or struggling. But those people at the top who you really should be mad at, who you really should be hating on, they're responsible for that, not me. But because I'm down here, you can see me. You got to come in contact with me on a daily basis. You hate me. You hate my success. I don't care. I'm going to keep succeeding. He said, my girlfriend wants to live in the country away from the city. Well, since it's going to be your money, right? You're going to have a decision. You got to have a part in that decision. Okay, you're not going to want to move out in the country somewhere. You're going to be bored as hell. Okay? Are you already over here? Is that what you're saying? She ain't got no say-so in that. Go watch my video. Who gives a damn what she likes? You better start thinking about yourself first. Is she living in the country now? Okay? Yeah, it's a lot of creepy people out here. He's creepy. You don't think that's weird and creepy what he does? If you don't, then you don't know what weird and creepy is. And cringy. He says, you mentioned one time that if you were starting from scratch, you would live in one of the major cities instead of the more rural areas. Why is that from your experience? Because you get bored over here, man. You know, there's so many things that you're used to that you're only going to find in those big cities, Doc Guy, that you're not going to find in St. Carlos City. We don't even have a movie theater here. Ever since I've been coming to the Philippines, that's one of the things I like to do. I like to go to the movies. There's no mall in St. Carlos City. I'm talking about the pros and cons. The pros is it was just voted the most clean city on Negros Island again. One of the cleanest in the Philippines. It has its pros, but I'm saying the reason that if I could do it all over again, I would live in Cebu, Manila, Angeles City, one of those places, because you're going to be able to enjoy a lot of the things that you were enjoying before you came over here. It's so much to do, man. Hey, I appreciate it, man. He said, Cal, I've always held you on a high regard because you help others on another level. I've been watching for a year and you were building people's homes. Yeah, I had to get away from that because of people's interpretations. When we built that house for Donna Faye and baby Denise, people were saying we were doing it for clicks and views. She don't realize I already had 10,000 subscribers then. I was already monetized. The situation was so bad, but when you get that kind of pushback, and certainly when you're dealing with a minor over here, see, they don't play with that stuff. Her daughter is special needs. She's got cerebral palsy. Now, if somebody would have reported that to the authorities, which I'm sure they did, that I was taking advantage of their situation, that could have been big trouble for me. So the minute I got wind of that, I backed away from that. And I learned from that. So the spin wheel became more prominent in how I help people. Because it's not charity, it's actually a game. There's steps you have to take to get on that spin wheel. You can't just come up to me and say, hey, put me on the spin wheel. No, it's a game. Subscribe to my channel, screenshot that, and send it to the Sunshine Shoulders Facebook Messenger, and I'll put you on the spin wheel. But that's when you come under all that scrutiny from people who never give you any donations or any help. They never help anybody else. They just sit back and want to cause you trouble. It's just the world we live in, really. The whole world is like that. You got people like that. They're jealous. They just hate the fact, that you're having such a good life. Well, they act like somebody just gave me the life. I didn't work for it. Hey, Cos, thanks for that super chat. He said, Cal's been helping me since 2021. Listen to this, man. Well, we're friends, though. We like I said, I've been fortunate enough to meet people like you, TJ, Michael Beat Your Life, Roger Walker, Jeffrey Tatter, just so many on my channel, man. And y'all see I'm who I am. I'm not this celebrity guy walking around and all that kind of stuff, man. I'm not some child molester and some woman abuser. If people stayed in my house, ate food at my table, they done it all like that. And see, that protects me against the haters out there. That's what I say a lot of things I say because people they fail to realize my channel is really for the new man and woman who's never been here before, who's thinking about coming here for vacation, a slow vacation, or to retire. I get my pushback from old heads. Oh, that's basic stuff. Yeah, for you've been here for 10 years. I'm talking about young bloggers, people who thinking about vlogging. Look, just know that this is a toxic ass blogging community. And you ain't got no friends, okay? If you starting out and you want them to interview you, okay, to get you some exposure, right? But other than that, be careful, okay? Because they're just using you for their next story. This is the stuff I'm telling to the new man. I don't have to do that anymore because I've got a core group of supporters. They're going to watch my video. They understand what I'm trying to do. I don't just have to throw shit out there on the wall and think it's going to stick. But that's the reason why a lot of people quit YouTube. They're tired of giving out good information. Okay, I'm going to tell you a guy that's got a good channel, man. I'm talking about really top-notch footage and Justin Critter Hunter. Now go and see how many views he gets on his channel. He shows you a whole other view of the Philippines. He's a scuba diver instructor. He's got his own business and everything, right? And he's got these Jacques Cousteau type videos on his channel. Nobody watches them, man. Okay? Because if you did watch him and he got big, then you'd be telling on him, oh, he's down there abusing the fish. You'd make some shit up. Fish abuse. But he's got quality videos. Michael Beat Your Life. Guys. But they don't really trying to get out there because they made a decision. They see how toxic it is. He said, nobody can match your generosity, Cal, the spin wheel. You're a good guy, Cal. Hey, I appreciate it, man, because somebody helped me, Jeffrey. I think you know my story. When I needed help. And that's what they told me. Don't ever forget that. When the guy gave me $2 at the homeless shelter back in May of 1998. I cried, man. I broke down and cried. I said, how can I ever pay you back? He said, do it for somebody else. I've been doing it ever since. I've already made a name for myself. Not over here, over there. I'm going to be successful no matter where I go, man. It's in my DNA. I'm sorry. I'm not going to apologize for that. Okay? A lot of you guys, it's just not in your DNA. But don't get mad. Hell, practice. Yeah, he said, those were the days, yeah. And a wife beat in front of the gate yelling at Maryland because the water guy's here. Yeah, man. Man, I go way back, man. But that's why I can respect what that man did with his channel and how far he came. But you can't argue that he put in the work. You guys don't want to put in the work. Okay? I don't know what he did. I would be out of place to say, I knew what he was doing. He said the problem about pro-life is he ignored some of the laws in a country where he's a guest. Sometimes you have to be a little humble and follow rule number one. Yeah, but I think sometimes we all unknowingly may violate a law or two. Yeah, he says that they want to hate because of the color of your skin. The same dudes coming over here to date exotic women. Yeah, I never understood MAGA and Filipinos. We had a discussion about that before, right? Because I'm going to tell you something. If you don't know this by now, this is a brown country, okay? They're not as brown as me, but they're about a shade or two lighter than me. Okay, anywhere you go, and some Filipinos are darker than me, this is a brown country. So it kind of shocks me when it comes to MAGA and Filipinos. That's a whole different discussion. Maybe I'll have it one day. But it makes you think like, they pick and choose the brown people they want to deal with. But that's a fact. Okay, this is a brown country. They ain't the light skinned ones you see over here are few and far between. Oh man. Wow, I'm glad that you said this. I ain't no sense in me watching the highlights now. You done spoiled it for me. He said, I don't know what blow the black man would take a beating more this week. Sunshine Shoulders on Mike Tomlin. Wow, the Steelers got bullied. Well, the Steelers wasn't all that good anyway. He said the Texans defense abused them tonight, huh? Hell, if the guy makes a field goal last week, they lose. You got to realize Shedeur Sanders, the Cleveland Browns beat them. Yeah, I'm not going to do that, man. Come on, guys. It's so easy to do. Yeah, he said fish abuse. Yeah, yeah. But he got some great videos, man. But nobody watches that stuff, man. I'm talking about quality footage, man. He ain't no joke. He's got Jacques Cousteau type videos. Y'all not gonna watch that stuff, man. Because that's the first lesson of YouTube. Give your audience what they want. Y'all know what they want over here. But once they start coming after me, see, I had to switch it up a little bit. Hey, welcome to the live, Icy. Because I said, well, hell, I got to thinking, because I asked the guy, I said, okay, now that I went through this, he said, I asked the NBI, which is the FBI of the Philippines. I said, what can I do to stop these people from harassing me? You know what he said? He said, you can't do anything. He said, you're a public figure over here. You can't do it. But then he gave me some information that I won't disclose. He said, do this, and it'll help. And I did it. I went out and got a lawyer, and I did it. I followed his directions. Because he said there's nothing you can do. they're just gonna keep on and keep on and keep on, with that bullshit, man. Yeah, yeah. A pancake share or a fish fucker, yeah. But y'all know what I'm saying. If he was to blow up, they find something on him. Because believe it or not, man, um, the Steelers, yeah, they call them the Squealers. It's crazy. He said, "How's retirement treating you?" I love it. I just start the conversation. See, I'm always going to be misinterpreted. And I don't care. I have my live streams. I can kind of explain myself to my supporters and people that get it. But when you put out a public video, man, good luck. You can't choose your audience, man. And people, somebody said, if W Secrets of Success said it, he said, people hear what they want to hear in them videos. I mean, if you look at the video I made the other day when I'm in Dumageddon, the very first thing I said was, I'm not taking up a pro-life traveler. This video is not about him. I know nothing about the case. Okay? This is about you and what happens when you're falsely accused over here. It's just like Blizzard Brown said, a lot of the bad cases of being falsely accused, you don't see them on YouTube. You just don't see them, man. There's people over here that are getting falsely accused, and they spend years in jail. There is no due process. There is no right to a speedy trial. You're not going to get arraigned like we do. More than likely, it's going to be a non-bailable offense. You're just going to sit in there and rot until you see the judge. Scott McMahon, there should be an education for every expat thinking about coming to the Philippines, man. You should research that case, man, and review it. Spent 5 years in prison being falsely accused of rape. Okay? Finally saw a judge 4 years later. They gave him a court date. He was in there 5 years. They let him out immediately. No evidence. It's a bogus case. Well, hell, it's 5 years of his life. Let me go home. No, you got to pay you overstayed. The 5 years you overstayed from being falsely accused in prison. We need that money. We need that $5,000. It's $1,000 for every year. See? But y'all don't want to listen to that. Y'all just want to pile on this man. You want to be these damn police over here. These moral police. You're doing the same thing, guys. Somebody can interpret what you're doing. Okay? It's creepy. It's cringy, and turn your ass in. This is one of the first videos I made was, okay, when I came over here, this time in 2018, when I retired here in the Philippines, 2018. Okay, they were busting a lot of men, are trying to bust a lot of men. They were cracking down on men with younger women. So they were coming up in resorts, going out on beaches and stuff. If you were with a woman who looked young, you were a target. So I suggested to guys, I said, look, man, when you meet the girl, make sure she's who she is. You need to see if she ain't got a birth certificate, you need an ID, a real ID. Now they have a real ID. They have a national ID. Because they'll tell you they're a certain age and they're not the age. And man, your ass is grass if they're not old enough. But that's one of the first videos I made to try to help you protect yourself over here. Because they call them concerned citizens, man. We call them Karens over there. They'll call the police on you in a minute. Some of these women look young, man. They be 26, 27, but they looking 16. That's why when you look at the videos he's making, y'all saying, oh, she's 16 and 15. You don't know how those women are. young Filipinos, they look the same, man. You don't know the difference between a 15-year-old and a 25-year-old over here. You better get that ID. He said, there's a YouTube creator I watched that shows his earnings. He was a practicing attorney and makes over $300,000 in less than 6 months. He makes even more from courses in marketing YouTube. Yeah, YouTube ain't no joke. I know what's his name? The something attorney. The black guy, what's his name? The something attorney. He earns way more than that. He showed his earnings. He makes money on YouTube, Instagram, what's the other one? Patreon, and then there's another one I never heard of. And he was showing his earnings. Man, this guy was earning like, I want to say like 30 or 40,000 a month on his social media platforms. And this is why I tell guys that was talking about, these are bums out here trying to make a few bucks on YouTube. Yo, if you only knew the money that people earn on YouTube, you wouldn't call them bums. Now, there are some guys who just don't have the talent. But that shouldn't stop you from trying. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Yeah, they really want to see, here's the thing, Thomas. He said, the viewers want to see young Filipinos walk around the streets. The overwhelming majority of your audience, if you're a YouTuber, they're never coming here for one reason or not. They may want to go somewhere else and retire. Okay, they may not be able to get over here. They may be taking care of their family. They don't have the money or whatever it is. They'll never make it. So they're living through you and your content. So they wanted you to take risks and show them, parts of the Philippines, every part of it. Not realizing, hell, it costs money to get around the Philippines. They don't want to support you. Okay, because they've see, the thing about this is, and I know, man, I've been on here for 5 years. They got you feel ashamed. Well, why would you, if you send any YouTuber some money, you a simp or whatever. I wouldn't send any of these YouTubers. Well, that's you. We're entertainers in a lot of ways. You're not going to go to a Janet Jackson concert for free. Huh? You think you're going to go see 50 Cent for free? But the point is, they don't realize that for some vloggers, it costs money to put out their content. Travel and all that stuff. And they want you to do all that stuff. But then if you get in trouble, if you overstep the boundaries, willingly or unwillingly, now they disappear back into the woodwork. Okay, there's Critter Hunter. He's got a great channel, man. Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. Y'all think I just be on here talking? I've been on YouTube for 5 years. I don't know everything about YouTube. I'm still naive, but I do know that once you reach a certain level of success, they hate you, man. They're coming for you, even just to see how far they can get, if they can win, if they can succeed. He says, I follow a female vlogger. She posts videos of her fishing and hunting. They are calling the game warden on her. There are haters everywhere. If there's a genre that's more hated on than the Philippines, I want to see it. I want to see it. I mean, it's toxic here, man. I mean, it's worse than I could ever tell you. I mean, it really is, man. People cross the line, man. Y'all seen the videos they make of me. They talk about my family. They make up shit. They lie. And one day I'm going to wake up and say, I'm tired of it. I hope that day never comes. But that's the risk they're taking. Not just with me, but for everybody else. They're going to risk life and limb for a few views. Because they're on here for money too. Don't let them lie to you. They want to get paid on YouTube too. That's why they do it. Okay? But yeah, they talk about your family. So that's why some guys, I never reconcile with them. You know, you can't bring my children on YouTube, man. I've never done anything to you. You don't know me that well. That kind of stuff will get you hurt, man. But they don't care. All they want is some attention. They can't get it any other way. Black and white. Y'all know who they are. They can't make a video without saying my name. Hey, what's up? Yeah, yeah. What are you talking about? You overseas. It's a lot we don't know, Raymond. But we come over here acting like we still at home. You getting off the plane dealing with women you don't even know. They got your ass the minute you get in the bed. Okay? That's a rape charge right there. Just waiting for your ass. You don't do what they say. You almost feel blackmailed. So keep on coming over here thinking y'all doing something. Thinking women over here are stupid. You better know who you're dealing with when you get over here. If you got a good woman, hang on to her if you can. Because a good woman over here is as good as it gets. You can't upgrade. If you got a good woman that's bending over backwards for you, jumping through hoops and all of that, you're just going to get a different face, a different body. That's all you're getting, and you're starting over. You got to learn to trust her all over again and everything. Trust me, I've been through it, man. I'm with Marilyn now, man. Now, if she runs off and wants to do something else, that's on her. I'm not going to do it. Okay? And then, man, good luck with them frustrating dating sites. Once you find somebody and all that you got to go through, you better hold on to them, man. Okay? I'm telling you. Okay? Trust is a big deal over here because you don't know them women. Yeah, but now the lead attorney. You can't get a fake ID. They've got a national ID now, Sakaria, that's required for everybody to have. I guess, a certain age. If she says she's 18 and she don't have that national ID, then you say, well, let me buy it. Let me pay the 100. I forget how much I paid for Maryland, 100 or 200 pesos, whatever it is. Yeah, give me all your stuff that we need. Let's go get that made. And she balks on that. Yeah, the lead attorney. Yeah, the lead attorney. He earns big money, man. People on here that earn so much money, man, you wouldn't even be laughing about anybody on here. Can you imagine how much iSpeed and all those guys make? The Beast, Mr. Beast, earned 87 million last year on YouTube. The number one earner on YouTube. And y'all, a lot of y'all laughing about people down here who are earning 100,000. I told y'all this before. I remember Rich in Thailand. Rich, Zoom to Thailand. He was interviewing the guy, checks in effect. After he had lost his channel and then got it back. And he said, hey, man, by the way, how much money are you earning on YouTube? And he said, well, I'm not going to tell you exactly how much I earn, but it's between 15 and 20,000 a month. Now, you laugh at that if you want to. Guys, y'all don't understand, man. I would at least try. Okay? But I certainly wouldn't sit around laughing at people who are trying. It paid my bills until I got on Social Security. Because if my YouTube channel wouldn't have hit, I would have been back in the States, man. My money would have been gone. And I'm not going to just hang around here and be stupid. I know I can go back to work. But if I wouldn't have tried, I would have went back. See, I don't live hypothetically. I tried and I succeeded. If you don't try, you're sure to fail. Okay? But don't be laughing at people on YouTube, man. Hey, I appreciate it, man. And, like I said, I met you, man, and you're a good guy, man. I've met so many of my viewers, man, That's the reason I created, another reason I created my channel. Number one reason was people weren't talking to me. I was watching these vlogs over here and I was like, you could just see through the bullshit. Like, dude, you lying. It's not like that. All Filipinos, they want, a woman with a baby with blonde hair and blue eyes. Well, I'm going to say the same thing. I think Richie Rich said this on his channel. He asked Chang, he said, how many Filipinos have you met with a baby with blonde hair and blue eyes? And she said none. And then I thought to myself, well, me either. But that's the kind of stuff's out there. It's a narrative out there. So, I'm kind of like balancing it. But another reason was because, man, you need quality friendship over here. And it's not hard to find. You keep your circle small, but it's not hard to find. Because it used to be when you came over here, and even sometimes now, when you see another expat, they'll walk right by you. They don't want nothing to do with you. They don't want to be bothered. I don't care what color you are. And for a lot of years, man, just imagine, I've been over here since 2009. I didn't start my channel until 2020. And all the way till I started my channel, man, I can count the people on my hand that I actually met in the Philippines and sat down and had a conversation. No bullshit, man. And we became friends. The first one was a guy by the name of Kurt. That's all I say. I won't give his full name. He's, did well off as a lineman for AT&T in 40 years or something. Big money. Got a big spread out in Colorado, built a log cabin, built a beautiful home, bought a beautiful home in one of these gated communities in Davao. He's the very first expat I met here. That's few and far between. That was the number 2 reason I made it. You're going to need somebody to talk to. Some guy about to talk my head off in Dumaguete. I had to get away from him, man. Older guy, he was 78. You can tell he's lonely. I'm like, damn, man. He wouldn't let me get a word in. He switched from subject to subject just like that. And the minute I'll be like, well, I'm going to go over here and did you know I played against such and such? He was the top 10 draft pick in the NBA in my day. And I was like, dude, I got to go. He said, I was planning on travel vlogging with my wife when I retired this year. After hearing this, I'm having second thoughts. I don't want no smoke. The thing is, I would do it, okay, because you're not going to catch any problems until you gain some traction. Nobody bothered me when I had 1,000 subscribers, 3,000, and I was monetized. Nobody bothered me. It was only when you start hitting 15, 20,000 and they see 300 people on your live stream and they say, oh, who this guy think he is, and they start getting jealous. They look at your videos and see you got 15,000 views on that video, 25 on this one. They figure out you're earning money. They're coming then. Okay? No, it ain't them. But this is what I just said, Q. And he's telling the truth here, except it's not the police, man. Trust me, Filipinos aren't watching your channel. Do y'all realize how many channels are over here? They don't have like a department that just sits around and watches your video. Now, if they point the people in your direction, maybe they'll watch them. But y'all have no idea how many channels it is over here producing videos. You all got YouTube channels. Most of you aren't producing any videos. I'm talking about the ones who are producing videos. There's too many. There's no way they can monitor them and keep keep a check on them. It's too many. He says, he's really responding to UQ. He says, don't make simp videos in the Philippines. When you reach 50,000 to 100,000 subscribers, that's the time police authorities and even pro-children civil societies will notice you. No, that's the time when the dick police, okay, and the pocket watchers will notice you. Okay, Filipinos don't bother you over here, man. Okay, they're going to give you the benefit of the doubt. It's these haters, man. Okay? They're the ones that are going to notice you. Filipino people aren't going to notice you, man. They don't care about you. They know that you're spending money over here. I'm bringing a lot of money over here to the Philippines, man. I said 100 million pesos on my video earlier. Hell, it's more than that. I'm being conservative. Imagine all these other vloggers and the millions and millions, man. We bought, I'm telling you that this is a monster over here. If they want to mess this up, which one thing the Philippines is not going to do is mess with their money. Remember all that talk was going around, all that changing the immigration laws. Bullshit. I called bullshit on it then. I'm calling bullshit on it now. I'm telling you that they're not going to blow a big thing. There's billions and billions of pesos that we're producing. Okay? Hotels, airfare, food, resorts, money you're sending Western Union and Zoom, houses and lots you ban, putting people through college. Guys, y'all better put some respect on vloggers over here, man. It's one thing that they will tolerate to a certain extent, and that's money. Hey, you know, you can't stop that, man. It's too much money involved. And this is what y'all don't understand. He said, is it a red flag if she wants to own her own business, they'll depend on you? Yeah, it's a red flag because she's going to end up wasting money. You got to, she can do whatever she wants. It's her money, with her money. Okay? But since it's going to be your money that's going to finance it, does she got a business plan? Okay? There's only so many businesses that the woman that you meet is only going to even think about owning. Sorry store, piggery, laundry, what else? Now that's about it. All money losers. You might as well just burn your money up. Set fire to it and throw it away. Yeah, but we're just talking about YouTube, period. We're talking about YouTube, period. And there's content creators over here. Okay? We're just saying that some people just don't have the talent. Okay? But they don't stop them from trying. Yeah, man, you know, they walk right past you, Life Without Limits. He's got an up-and-coming channel. I'm going to interview him when he gets over here to try to help his channel. Okay? Because, you know, we need more people. You know, I don't blame brothers over here if they say, oh, I don't want to get involved. But if you do get involved, don't be afraid to speak your mind and just talk about your experiences. You know, because you create a YouTube channel because, you know, you're going to earn money. You're trying to earn money. You're trying to earn a following. You know, don't let people shame you and don't feel ashamed. Okay? No, I'm sorry. He was famous long before Filipinos discovered him. This guy was one of the original streamers on YouTube. He was a millionaire at one time, probably still is. He was famous long before he came over here and screwed his life up. But yeah, guys, I want to thank y'all for your super chats and super stickers, all your support for Sunshine Shows. I really mean that, man, you know, but the pie is big enough if you want to start a YouTube channel. You don't have to hate on somebody else. My thing would be talk about your own experiences. Nobody knows your life better than you. You don't have to make up shit. You don't have to create scripts and all that stuff. Okay? But you got to give your audience what they want. You know, right now, when you first starting out, you may have to talk about that stuff that some people are going to think is cringy. But they're not going to mess with you anytime soon because you're so far, you're not even on the radar. Remember, they pick and choose who they come after. And they usually come after the big boys because that's the headlines. You see imagine how many views are getting created just off of his situation. You ain't got no friends on YouTube though, guys. I promise you, you don't. I don't trust none of these guys. They could. I don't need their I don't need their interview. Okay. But I won't give them one because the minute something happens to me, they're gonna make a video on my back. Okay. But you can't take nothing away from the guy. If you put in the work, okay, more than likely you're gonna succeed over here. Because there's a lot of people like me who I don't go a whole lot of places, but I do share my experience of where I have been. But if you got that kind of money and you want to travel all around, more than likely you're going to become popular. But just, know the rules and everything like that. He said, hey, Cal, whatever happened to Rique? Well, he's still out here. He's not as big as he used to be because, the haters came after him. They came after him. Remember when you big and you on the radar like that, Rique is one of the old timers. I've been over here before Rique, but he's been on YouTube way longer than twice as long as me. And he gives out good information. But remember, people are going to hate you. So then they're going to start focusing in, looking through all your content like they did him, trying to find something they can report to the authorities, and then they'll start making all these videos about you, harassing you, stalking you. And that's what they did to him. But, slowly but surely, he's come back. I still watch his videos. Hey, watch his videos. Okay, wait. He says, I don't know what happened. Okay, here. He said, hope all is well. Thank you for allowing us into your world and life. Not many people can do. Wait, this is the stupid. Okay. Not many people can do this. It's this stupid computer. Oh, there. I could never do this. The first disrespect thrown my way will be met with hell from me. Yeah, again, thanks. You're welcome. Yeah, it's not, it's not for everybody, man. See, I don't care. See, I've been in recovery, and I was taught that secrets kill people like me. I don't have any secrets. And then, Louis, I'm going to tell my story. I'm not going to let somebody deep dive into my background and make a video about something that I've never told y'all about. See, that's how you know these guys are lying. They don't know anything about me, only what I told them. They know absolutely nothing about me. But remember, if the hate don't work, then they'll start telling lies. And then they'll start reporting you to the authorities. Okay? Well, see, here's somebody that wants their 5 minutes of fame, okay? Look at the profile picture. I'm not defending anybody. And what about it? What are you going to do about it? Chump. You tough guys. Remember, there's going to be one day, one of you cocksuckers, I don't know what day it is, but you want to risk your life and limb fucking with me and other people just for some attention, go ahead, man, okay? But you don't know what day it's going to be. Okay, you're going to wake up one damn day, somebody going to split your damn head. Take care, y'all.